Today we received a bunch of buffs, mainly for pistols. There's a few other things here and there. We're going to have a much bigger buff and like patch next week. So stay tuned for that. I'll be covering some changes with that. But this week, once again, got a lot of pistol updates, and one of them being for the Seventh Sense. Now, the Seventh Sense already, in my opinion, was one of the best pistols in the game. I absolutely loved using this thing. It shred. Now, its special effect is when you hit somebody, there's going to be like a little orb that floats above their head, and when you reload, it comes down and hits that enemy again. Now, these orbs didn't do that much damage, so with this hotfix today, they ended up getting buffed by 250%. The little orbs, not like the actual impact of the Seventh Sense, but the orbs that it spawns got buffed by 250%, which is crazy. So I just wanted to take this video to just go through using this thing on a couple different builds that I have set up and just seeing overall how it feels right now with this buff, because once again, this is like my favorite pistol in the game. Yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed for more Borderlands 4 content here in the future, but let's go ahead and jump into the Seventh Sense buff review. Just to start us off, if you are interested in farming the Seventh Sense, it drops from Vile Ted and the experiments. It's behind a side mission called Below the Surface in Dominion, just kind of in the top right. So just go knock out that side mission and you'll unlock the Encore machine, and you can farm them over and over and try to get a good Seventh Sense. Now, the Seventh Sense that I'm actually using in this for this video is just a straight up base Seventh Sense, nothing fancy to it. Just 6 in the mag, obviously has its Jakobs parts, and then hitting enemies spawns orbs that float upward and home in on targets on your reload. Now, one thing I would really want to try, I've heard it exists, I can't confirm or not, let me know down in the comments if you guys happen to have one. But I've heard it can get dataless parts on it, and if you get like dataless shotgun, it then turns it into like a pseudo masher essentially, which I would be very interested to try with the orbs thing, because if each projectile is making an orb, that would be just unreal. And then obviously if you got like, you know, an SMG parts or a sniper part, you could probably do like some crazy damage or have some insane fire rate. So there's some really cool things that I'd love to try with the Seventh Sense. I tried farming for him before this video and I wasn't able to get any. So I will just be showing off a base version of the Seventh Sense, but once again, in the comments, let me know if you have any of those variants. So I am on Ampwitch right now, so we're going to be looking at it on a couple different characters. Obviously, Ampwitch is going to be a great weapons platform for basically anything, but I just want to see how it's feeling at the current moment in time with just, you know, probably the best setup that you could use it on. And right there, I just shoot one shot, and those orbs just did like 30-something thousand and 40-something thousand. I do not have one shot, one kill on at the moment, just a heads up. Like, this is just straight up what it is doing, which is insane. Like, that did 100 and something thousand. It is hitting those 266,000 damage, 220,000 damage. If these orbs hit crits, which they can naturally, like there's nothing like, you know, crazy going on. Obviously, you have gun crit chance stuff as well. Like, it is just absurd the amount of damage they can do. And once we get to the badass enemy that spawns at the end of this like opening encounter here, we can see just like how much they just get deleted when you press reload. Like, it is crazy. These warheads are actually pretty tanky enemies. Boom, a bunch of hundreds of thousands in there. And here he is, Stochastic. This guy has actually quite a bit of health, and let's just lay in. I mean, even just the shots themselves basically kill him, and we press reload, and it was 100,000 and some change from those orbs. Like, it is crazy. Let's move over to a build that's obviously not amping all of our shots, because I'm pretty sure those orbs are inheriting some amp or something. And let's see how it performs over on a different character. I just wanted to see how this thing actually does against bosses. So I'm here just on our Vex with Origo. So we're going to have him launch on down, and we're going to get started. I'm not going to use like my crit knife or anything. I'm just going to try to make sure I hit a bunch of crits on him, but he usually ends up flying. But even then, he's still, you know, basically dead. That's going to just kill him. I mean, that actually just straight up melts. I didn't throw a single knife. I didn't even stack Witchy trigger finger that high. I did a couple of them at the start. Otherwise, I was just trying to focus on hitting crits. It's pretty insane, the damage output out of this Seventh Sense. But just for fun, let's go ahead and throw a crit knife at him on this next kill. All right, we're going to kill him again here, this time with a crit knife. So I'm just going to activate our Incarnate, let him slam, throw our knife, and now we can just get to blasting here. and which is very helpful once he's up in the air, just because he's pretty annoying like that. And boom, I mean, just straight up deleted, actually deleted. It wasn't even that much quicker than without the crit knife, to be honest, which is pretty nasty. Also, wait, that was a 5 berserk shatter white. That's not bad. Cryo and skill damage. I'll hold on to that. Sweet. All right. But yeah, crit knife 7 cents works great, but you very clearly do not need it, especially with this Vex setup. So I swapped over to our detonation Amon setup, and he's really not a weapon platform, so this should be a pretty good test of just like what the pistol can do itself. And right there, I even missed a little bit, and it still is, you know, basically killing him. I should definitely be in my onslaughter real quick. So if we enter our onslaughter here, should be doing a bit more. You can shoot a little bit, do a punch, and it's gonna working out pretty darn well, even with, you know, just straight up not really the best gun character. We're gonna go to Harlow next after this Amon, and I think that will do really, really well. And yeah, you can see even with just like a pretty subpar gun setup, like this definitely wants to utilize everything in his kit with the forge skills, staying in the action skill, throwing grenades. Like throwing grenades is a big part of this build, so it's like not really the best setup at all, and it still is working like really, really well at killing some of these targets. With this build, I actually struggled a lot with getting single target damage out of it. Or sorry, out of getting mobbing damage out of it. I had to find some like pretty useful items. Like the Anarchy was probably my like big savior for this build, just because with, you know, how Amon's trees worked, especially before any of his buffs, you kind of had to pick if you wanted more mobbing or bossing. So it was really nice if you found like a weapon that could just, you know, straight up handle the mobbing for you. You could focus on that bossing, and right there, yeah. Once you start, you know, actually utilizing everything in the build, it ends up working really well. So here's Stochastic again. We can see how it kind of compares, and, you know, you combine the Groundbreaker punches with the Onslaughter and utilizing, you know, you just shoot a mag in, it's going to do enough damage, and it actually pairs out really, really well with the setup, which is pretty nice. But let's go ahead and move on over to Harlow, who I think is going to utilize it very, very well. Now let's take a look at Halo Harlow, who is another weapons platform for ourselves. We're going to be freezing everybody, so I don't think it's even like necessarily possible for like the orbs to miss. And even though this guy is being irritable and booping me around everywhere, like, you can still just kill him so fast. Like, the orbs right there just took out the entirety of the second half of that enemy. The first half just goes through a shield, you hit reload, and it will just kill them. Like, this thing is so strong right now, and I love it. Once again, I don't even have stacks right now. I haven't even pressing my button purely just to, you know, keep this a little bit more tame. Once I start getting a few stacks of our Halo, like, we're just going to be nuking everything. And once again, if we can get a shotgun variant of this with the Daedalus and we end up with like a masher, I think that will be just absurdly broken. Like, actually just broken. You're Stochastic, and we get to shoot forever, and it's gone. Just gone. Like, that was probably one of our fastest clearing of the 3 so far. I probably won't do this on Rafa just because I really only have a grenade set up for him, and let's be honest, with infinite ammo and stuff, like, he's just gonna shred. He's just gonna shred. The 7th Sense is insane. I highly recommend you guys give this thing a go if you haven't already. It has been one of my favorite weapons in the game, and then it got a 250% buff, which is insane. Actually insane. So let me know in the comments if you guys have a masher variant of this, or, well, Daedalus shotgun variants of this thing, because I would love to go farm it and try it out if it does actually exist, but I don't want to waste my time if it doesn't. Yeah, hopefully this gave you guys a little bit of a, you know, insight into how this buff is working out for the 7th Sense. I really do recommend it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this far in the video. Really do appreciate it, and I'll hopefully catch you back for more Borderlands 4 videos. See ya.